So what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is about protecting computer systems and networks from theft, damage, or unauthorized access. In other words, it's about keeping our data and information safe. This can be done through a combination of software and hardware, as well as education and training. It's important to remember that no system is 100% secure, but we can take steps to reduce the likelihood of a security breach. By understanding the basics of cybersecurity, we can all help to keep ourselves and our organizations safe. Let's explore further in this video. There are many different types of cyber threats out there, and it's important to be aware of them so that you can take steps to protect yourself. Some common threats include viruses, malware, phishing attacks, and denial of service attacks. Viruses and malware can cause a lot of damage if they're not dealt with properly. They can steal your data, they can corrupt your files, they can even shut down your system. That's why it's important to have a good antivirus program and to update it regularly. You should also be careful about the websites you visit and the files you download, because that's how these threats often get onto your system in the first place. Phishing attacks are another common type of cyber threat. This is where an attacker tries to trick you into giving them your password or other sensitive information. They might send you an email that looks like it's from a legitimate source, but it's not. And if you click on any links in that email or download any attachments, you could end up giving the attacker exactly what they're looking for. Be cautious of emails that seem suspicious, especially if they ask you to log in or download something. A denial of service attack is when an attacker tries to make your computer system unavailable to its users. They might flood your system with requests until it crashes, or they might try to hack into the DNS. Servers that help people find your website so that they could access it. These attacks are more commonly aimed at large organizations than individuals, but it's still important to be aware of them so that you know what to look out for. These are just some of the many cyber threats out there. As technology continues to evolve, new threats will continue to emerge. But by learning about the most common threats and taking steps to protect yourself, you can help keep your data and information safe. There are several key areas that are important to focus on when it comes to cybersecurity. One is network security. This is the protection of your computer network from unauthorized access, use, or disclosure. This can be achieved through the use of firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and other security measures. Another important area is application security. Applications are often the weakest link in any organization's security posture. This is because they typically handle sensitive data, and they often have direct access to the network. Application security involves the development and implementation of secure coding practices, as well as the use of tools to scan for vulnerabilities. Another critical area is data security. Data is an organization's most valuable asset, so it's important to protect it from unauthorized access, use, or disclosure. This can be done through the use of encryption, access control, and other data security measures. Also important is the security of the systems that run on computers. These systems can be attacked by hackers who aim to gain unauthorized access to data or disrupt the flow of business. System security involves the use of secure configurations, strong passwords, and regular patching. Finally, it's important to have processes in place to respond to security incidents. A security incident can be anything from a malware infection to a denial of service attack. It's important to have a plan in place so that you can respond quickly and effectively to any incident that occurs. Cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility. Whether you're a large organization or an individual, it's important to take steps to protect yourself from cyber threats. Now, let's discuss some ways to enhance your cybersecurity. Strong passwords are essential to cybersecurity. A strong password is a random combination of characters that is difficult to guess or crack. It should include a mix of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. A password manager can help you create and remember strong passwords for all of your online accounts. Using a password manager, you can avoid the temptation to use weak passwords such as birthdays or anniversaries, which are easy to guess. A good password manager will also generate passwords for you automatically and store them in a secure location so that you don't have to worry about memorizing them. Some popular password managers include NordPass, Keeper Password Manager, Bitwarden, Dashlane, and LastPass. You should also use multi-factor authentication whenever possible. This adds an extra layer of security to your accounts by requiring you to provide more than one form of authentication before you can log in. For example, you might have to enter a password and then verify your identity through a fingerprint scan or a one-time code sent to your phone. Multi-factor authentication makes it much harder for hackers to gain access to your accounts. Even if they do manage to steal your password, you can set up multi-factor authentication on most online accounts. Look for the option that says two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication and follow the instructions. Some popular options for multi-factor authentication include Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, and Authy. Another way to improve your cybersecurity is to be careful about what you open and click on. This is especially important when it comes to emails and attachments. As we mentioned earlier, phishing attacks are very common, and they often come in the form of an email with a malicious attachment or link. Be cautious of any emails that seem suspicious, and never open an attachment or click on a link in an email unless you are sure it is safe. It's also important to be careful about the websites you visit. Hackers often set up fake websites that look like legitimate ones in order to trick people into entering their personal information. Be sure to only visit websites that you trust and look for the HTTPs in the URL to ensure that the website is secure. Regularly backing up your data is essential to cybersecurity. If your computer gets infected with malware, or if your data gets stolen, you can always recover your data if you have backups. There are a few different ways to back up your data. You can back it up to an external hard drive, cloud storage, or both. If you use cloud storage, it's important to choose a reputable provider that uses strong security measures. Some popular options include iCloud, Google Drive, and Microsoft OneDrive. Backing up your data is relatively simple. With cloud storage, you can usually just set up an account and then sync your files. With an external hard drive, you can usually just copy your files directly, no matter how you choose to back up your data. Make sure that you test the backup to make sure that it can be restored if needed. It's also important to keep your software up to date. Most software updates include security patches that fix vulnerabilities that could be exploited by hackers. It's also a good idea to use a virtual private network or VPN when you're reconnecting to public Wi-Fi. A VPN creates a secure connection between your device and the internet so that hackers, QNTs, lead access your data. Even if you are using a VPN, it's still important to be careful about the websites you visit and the information you share. Finally, it's important to educate yourself and your employees about cybersecurity. Most people know that it's important to take steps to protect their own data, but they don't know where to start. Providing cybersecurity training to employees can help them understand the basics of cybersecurity and how to protect themselves against common threats. You can find many online resources that offer free cybersecurity training. The National Institute of Standards and Technology (NIST) offers a free online course called Introduction to Cybersecurity. The course covers topics such as password management, data security, and online safety. You can find the course on the NIST website. Another great resource is the SANS Institute, which offers a free online cybersecurity training called SEC 401. This course is designed for beginners and covers topics such as network security, application security, and system security. Now you can find the course on the SANS website. By following these tips, you can help keep yourself and your organization safe from cyber threats. It's important to remember that no system is 100% secure. But by taking the right precautions, you can significantly reduce the risk of a security breach. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you learned something new and that you will be able to apply these tips to help keep yourself and your organization safe from cyber threats. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.